Dr. Maung Zani is a visiting fellow at the London School of Economics. He joins us now from the Malaysian capital, Kuala Lumpur. Welcome once again to Al Jazeera. This isn't the first report, is it, making such damning accusations? The UN Special Rapporteur on Burma human rights said before that he had received reports of state involvement in some of the violence. Why is this happening?
Well, I mean, this is the most damning report that indicts the state security forces under Thein Sein's direct command. And why is it happening? Well, I think that the Burmese military leadership has historically mobilized ethnic prejudices in order to incite violence among different ethnic groups, especially against the Chinese and the people of Indian descent over the past 50 years. So this is consistent with how they strategically use communal prejudices to further their political end. That political end includes to keep the Burmese public in fear of these manufactured enemies. In this case, the fear of the Rohingya Muslims and the Muslims as a whole.
You've been very vocal on the issue. You've even resigned from your job in protest. But why has the opposition in Myanmar been so quiet, so silent and slow to respond?
Well, for two reasons. One is the endemic anti-Muslim racism within the Burmese society at large. That includes the opposition and the opposition leadership, Aung San Suu Kyi, I dare say. And the other one is that the opposition dissidents, including Aung San Suu Kyi, has been with the, influenced by the view that the Burmese military needs to be handled with through softly approach, and you need to be kind and nice to the Burmese generals, and then so that they can do some good things for the Burmese people. And so at this point, it's the opposition leadership strategy of collaborating with the Burmese military generals at any cost for future happier returns is proving to be extremely deadly for ethnic minorities, not just for the Rohingya and the Muslim, but the Kachins in the northern Burma and other parts of the country as well. So those are the two reasons that lie behind the opposition's silence, and I would say, tacit complicity in the unfolding anti-Muslim violence in the country over the past year.
Is there anything the international community can and should be doing? The EU, for one, lifting all remaining sanctions on Myanmar just hours after this report was released.
Well, I think the international community, if we want to be specific, the European Union, the United States, the Association of Southeast Asian Nations with 3 Muslim countries, including Malaysia, Indonesia, and Brunei. They have basically given the Burmese regime international impunity to treat or mistreat or to dish out any types of violence against the Muslim minorities in the country. That makes up about 4% of the entire population of 50+ million people. So as you just pointed out, the European Union just lifted sanctions against the Burmese regime. And so the Burmese regime feels invincible at this point, knowing that international community is coming into Burma for investment, treating the country as nothing but a brothel of natural resources and the emerging economic frontier. So of course the international community can do a lot of things, including, setting up a UN inquiry to look into the crimes against humanity that Human Rights Watch report indicates today. But international community is doing quite the opposite out of its strategic and commercial interest of various powerful players. We're not even talking about, Asian value countries. We're talking about countries such as the United States, Canada, and the entire European Union. And so I think the situation for the minorities, especially Muslims, are very, very grim.
Dr. Maung Zani, thank you once again for speaking to us.